good to see you. Look, really tough week. I can only imagine for you and his players and everything, but yeah, huge relief to hear from the club. Yesterday was a statement release that Tom's at home recuperating. Can you just put into words how this week has progressed and how you're feeling?
I'm obviously feeling a lot better now. I know Tom's recovering at home. It's been a difficult week for everybody, for Tom and his family, most importantly. They've obviously been the main concern all week, and obviously then around that and surrounding that, then it's the players, the staff, and everyone that it's affected that were sort of on the almost connected and on the periphery of it as well. It's been difficult, but all that mattered in the end was that Tom's come through it and is recovering at home.
And how is he? I assume you're speaking to him fairly regularly. Have you seen him? How's he doing? Is he in good spirits?
I went to see him immediately after in the hospital after the game, and then we've been in touch every day with him, with his dad. So yeah, we've been in regular contact every day, and he's recovering. It's baby steps now. That's it. I don't want to keep pecking his head. Leave me alone a little bit, please, Rob. But everyone's in regular contact with him.
Can you take us through, if you don't mind, like the feelings at the time? Because obviously you'd seen him go down before in May in the playoff final. To see that again, can you just describe to us the emotions you were feeling at the time?
It's difficult. I won't be able to articulate all of my feelings at the time. My initial feelings, I sensed something was different this time to in May. And immediately it was about just raising that alarm, getting everyone aware, and then trying to clear the area and let the medics do their job. And while I'm on that now, wow, did they do their job? I'm so proud of our medical guys, our staff, Bournemouth's medics, the paramedics that were there as well at the time. They saved him. They made every decision bang on, under the scrutiny of everyone watching as well, the watching world. So they did an incredible job. They're heroes.
And how special was that moment when you walked out onto the pitch, did the lap of honour, applauding the fans who stuck around, stood on their feet and applauded you, the players, and showed their support to Tom? Yeah,
well, I think I need to say thank you now to everyone at Bournemouth Football Club. And only his staff, the players themselves who were there. And a special mention to Philip Billing, I know, reacted incredibly quickly. David Brooks, who's close with Tom, Brooksy's partner, they were there at the hospital and really comforted them in a really difficult time, and it was really special. But them as a football club, the supporters, the respect that they showed, everyone connected out. People have reached out from the club, the board. I think we'll have a special bond with that football club going forward now. I can't say, I was emotional then because for the away supporters then to be singing Tom's name as well, that'll be something that'll last with me for a long time. I think I was emotional as well because I knew he was responsive then, and there was a lot of emotions going on at that point.
It's probably too early, and forgive me for asking this, but look, a lot of people are asking, this is the second time it's happened to Tom. What could this mean moving forward for his footballing career? Is that just too early to ask that question at the moment?
I think it's important. I say it's not the second time that it's happened to him. So in May, it was atrial fibrillation, and he had the corrective procedure for that as well. This was it was a cardiac arrest, and it's too early to tell now the reasons why, and then going forward. Now it's about him recovering. That's all I care about. That's all we care about, is supporting him. He's had the operation now with the ICD fitted. It's about just recovery, and then we will see going forward what that means.
Moving forward, how difficult could that be for his family? Going through. Yes, it was different as you mentioned, but those same feelings. Seeing him on the pitch go down like that must be tough for family, tough for you, tough for his teammates as well.
Incredibly tough. Taylor, bless her, his partner is 7 months pregnant. and it was pretty harrowing at the time. Then she was on the touchline. I can't, going through that and reliving that would be difficult for all of us, for everyone, but for those closest to him, I can't imagine how they were feeling. And it would have been incredibly difficult, but they were so brave, incredibly supportive to Tom at the time. Steve, his dad, has been unbelievable in how he's dealt with everything. Incredible people. But again, I can't put myself in their position and how they were feeling, and that time must have been so frightening for them.
To go through an experience like that, and then to have to bring everybody in to training, focus on the Premier League, focus on trying to pick up points against Newcastle. How have you managed to do that this week?
We'd already planned to have a couple of days off after the Bournemouth game, so we stuck to that plan. We thought it was the right thing to do, to give everyone maybe a little bit of time to digest. A few more days for Tom to recover and for him to do what they needed to do on the medical side. So we came back together on Tuesday, updated the lads on locks, and there was a probably a bit more of a generic training session, not too much tactical stuff with planning for Newcastle. We've allowed that to happen over the last couple of days. Yesterday, could give another update to the lads, and I just spoke a little bit about Tom, what he means to us, me, how he embodies his football club, what he is to this football club. And I've got to say it now as well, if we really think about it, he'll be one of the most important players this club has had. I know this club's had really good times in its history, but we've had some pretty tough times in recent years. He's played a huge part, along with a lot of these lads that are here now, a huge part in this club's in massive success for this club. So it's only right. I know his name will be sung for a long, long time here by our supporters, and it's right that I say that. He's a really important man. We spoke about that and what he means to us, and we want to embody that and as a team, and if our going forward we can all act, behave, play like Tom Lockett, then we'll be going the right way.
Well said. Look, before I leave you, I'm going to change the subject completely. Yesterday, the European Super League popped its head up again. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on it. We saw when it did last time, the fans were completely against it, certainly in this country. What are your thoughts of a competition, a new competition, kind of changing the playing field that we've been so used to over the years?
As far as I'm aware, I don't think we've been invited into it yet, have we? So I'll let you know when we are. A lot's happened this week, and I have seen the news breaking. My own opinion on it is football is for the fans, and I think the fans were very, very strong on it last time as well, and I think they'll have their say this time. I think a lot of the big clubs will have a lot to say on it, and maybe they'll decide. But I haven't got too much to comment on it right now, because I've got to be honest, my focus has been on other things, and in my mind, more important things.
Appreciate
Thanks, James. Cheers.
Good to see you. First of all, being someone that knows Tom so well, how difficult has it been for you personally as his manager?
I feel I've had a lot of support around me. I think it's a testament to this football club when I've probably had more people asking how I am than the lads. We've got a great group of people here, and we've all supported each other. And I think in difficult times and difficult moments like this, that's really important. So I feel like I've had loads of support around me from Gary, from the board, from the staff and the players, my family, everybody. It was a scary moment, but the main thing is he's okay, and we do have a job to do and a focus as well, and again we want to do that for Tom, so it's only right then that my focus really turns to my job and the next game.
What has been the biggest challenge in the last few days in terms of the group of players, their response, obviously their concerns? I'm sure that everyone around the club was in a big shock.
Yeah. And you don't know how everyone's going to react, because everyone's different, and you don't know when some people might react in the future to it as well. It was my first experience of anything like that, and as I say, it's been challenging, but the players have been incredibly strong, and I think they've really stuck together. And if they could get any closer or tighter, or the bond could be even stronger at this, between them, maybe something as horrific as this can do that. And I can only speak high. I can't speak highly of them enough this week and how they've been. They've been incredibly professional. They've been really understanding of a difficult situation, but they understand there's a task and a focus, and they'll be ready for the game.
And when you speak to Tom and his family, what has been their main message to everyone at the club?
They recognise as well that we have a job to do. Steve, Tom's dad, was wishing me good luck for the game yesterday, and they want us to go and win the game. That's what Tom wants, and that was never in doubt. And I think it's really important that what my biggest concern this week has been not almost using it, and we've got that across to the players as well. We do want to do it for Tom. We do. I do. The players do as well. It's not, it's mattered to us anyway. This game's matters to us anyway, but it's important, I think, for everyone, for the supporters as well. They want to show their appreciation for a really important figure at this club. So we do want to do it for him. It will be an emotionally charged day, but understanding there's a focus to that as well, and there's a job to do.
And Newcastle this weekend, Kenilworth Road is a very special ground. How do you think the fans will react? Because obviously they experience this pain as well. Yeah,
I believe, and I'm going to say this because I'm biased, I believe we've got the best fans in the world anyway, and I know they'll react in the right way. So again, it'll be emotional for them. Tom means a lot to our supporters. That's why they sing his name every week. So I know they'll be doing that. They'll have things planned, I'm sure. But I know they'll bring the noise as well, and we'll try and make sure there's a performance there for them to sing about. Thank you.
Rob, just looking back at Saturday now, the trauma of that day, have you had time to just have 15 minutes, 30 minutes to yourself just to try and decompress? Because for everyone involved, it was a hugely traumatic moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think everyone deals with it again differently. So it's I've had time, been able to speak about it. As I say, the right supporting channels have been given to us, and there's opportunities there for people to talk if needed, and that's staff, players alike. So, yeah, but I think it's still very raw. It was 6 days ago, and I think it probably will be for quite a long time. But I feel I've been able to talk about it and been able to do my job, along with the help of my brilliant team that I have around me.
And in seeing Lox, obviously it's great that he is now back home. Can you describe how he is? And obviously there are thousands, millions relieved that he's okay.
Yeah, his dad described it to me, I think, yesterday, as he feels like he's had a fight with a bear. That's how his dad described it to me on a text message yesterday. So he's tired. He's clearly been through a lot. But he's been in good hands. He's in good hands now, being looked after well at home, and it's just recovery time. So yeah, he's been through a lot, bless him. But yeah, just recovering out at home. Thank you.
Can I get some teams or something, please?
Yeah, what do you want to know?
Who's fit and who's available?
We're as we were last week, obviously minus Lox. Other than that, there's no changes. Corley Woodrow was available last week, but the squad's growing now, so that was a decision I made. That's why he wasn't involved. But other than that, we're the same as last week.
Obviously, Newcastle have got a massive rise in the last year or 18 months. What qualities do they bring to the pitch? What are you expecting them to bring?
Energy, quality, real clear way of playing. Huge respect for what Eddie Howe's done in his whole coaching career, but what he's done now at Newcastle is really, really impressive. I love the way he goes about it. I like the way he handles himself, everything about him, and I think the job that they have done with his staff and his players is has been really, really impressive watching from afar. They've had a lot of games this year, Champions League games, cup games, and I know they've had injuries as well. A lot of us have, but they've been able to churn the games out. But we're expecting the best Newcastle, which will be high energy, a front-footed game where I think both teams will be looking to try and win. So I think it'll be an exciting one.
Eddie Howe and some of his players are openly dejected after that loss to Chelsea. Can you sympathise with them and what you make of that performance?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, look, they got that opening goal. Listening to Eddie speaking after the game, they'd almost then Chelsea played well and were able to get control in terms of in possession. Eddie talked about them almost accepting that the role in the game then was to be a little bit more defensive and maybe they catch them on the counter attack. But I think Newcastle can play in many different ways. They can be on the front foot and press. They can block things up and counter with a lot of speed and quality on that last line as well. So they've got a number of ways to play. Of course I can empathise. It's horrible to concede late. It's happened to us a couple of times recently, and they'll be disappointed because they've had cup runs. They've had them last year. They were close to getting to a semi-final again the other day. But I think the sign of good players, good management, is reacting well in difficult moments. They've had one the other day. Like I say, we're expecting their best on tomorrow.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
Rob, without trying to get too confidential, with your little chats with Tom, has it been mainly just checking he's okay, and working out how he is and that type of thing?
Yeah, all I care about is his health. That's it at the moment. That was my initial message to him in the hospital. And after that, it's just about recovery. That's all that matters at the moment. Nothing else has crossed my mind.
And he himself, generally, how's he feeling?
A lot's happened, and I think it's a lot to process. So there's still probably questions that he's got as well, and hopefully we can answer those going forward in the coming weeks. But again, right now, all he's got to think about is just chilling out and recovering well. That's it.
Have the teammates been in touch? Or is it...
Of course, yeah. I think Carlton's going to go and see him in a little bit, which is really nice. Carlton's one of his closest mates in the team, so that'll be really good. A nice lift for both of them, I think. And yeah, the lads are they're tight. Obviously some will be closer to him than others, but yeah, they keep in touch.
For the match tomorrow, how do you think it's going to pan out with the supporters? And because it's sort of a delicate situation, isn't it? People are still concerned, but he seems better, and it's whether it's going to be kind of a celebration or a how. Do you know what I mean by that?
No, I know what you mean, and I think I'll emphasise it again. It was a horrendous thing that happened. We have to celebrate that Tom is here with us and the amazing work that everyone did on Saturday. That's the most important thing. So I think there'll be. I think, like I said, I think emotionally charged is the right way to describe it. I hope our fans turn out and bring the noise as they always do, and make it a really special occasion to celebrate Tom and the fact that he's well and recovering, but to support the lads as well, because it's a really important game for us.
And also, kind of again, a bit delicate, but he's been such a good player in the last 6-8 weeks. He's really come on, hasn't he? It's going to be difficult to fill that gap in that centre of defence. He's
a huge figure for us. He's a brilliant football player. He's someone, I talked about this yesterday with the boys, he's someone that's maximised, he's able to maximise his levels in every aspect, in every moment, all the time. He does it in training, he's all action. And he's someone who's been able to drag himself through the football leagues to become a Premier League football player and look like a Premier League football player as well. And that's down to him. So of course anyone would miss him. He's a leader, he's an inspirational figure for us. But what it gives now is opportunity for other people. And we've got, in my mind, and I love our group of players, a brilliant squad. And it gives someone else an opportunity to come in and show what they're about as well. And I think we've got real competition there.
It should be said he had possibly his best 45 minutes down at Bournemouth. He was absolutely fantastic, wasn't he?
Yeah, his levels I think have been getting better and better. And that goes with a lot of the players. I think the more they're getting used to the games, to the level, to the demands of this league. And I've been so pleased with how he had been performing with it, but the group as well in general. I think we've had a lot of tough games, and I've been delighted with the way the team has been growing.
Does the football have to see what you might need to do in January? Was it too early for that? I mean, no matter what happens, it's going. You know, you're going to be a key centre half. Do you have to work on plans? It's a hard one, isn't it? Because
Yeah, look, I think at the moment there needs to be a little bit of time to see where we're at. I understand your question, but I think like always the transfer window is quite fluid, and things change. But you know, I don't want to be talking about that. It's too soon for me to be talking about stuff like that.
the players in there, the rest of them, what sense do you get from them as to how they might react on the pitch tonight?
I hope they continue to play the way that they've been playing. The first half against Bournemouth was as good a performance as we've had, I think, for a long time. The Arsenal City games were different, but away from home I thought we were brave. We got that opening goal. We were beginning to take the ball more and actually have more spells of control in the game as well. I was really liking what I was seeing. It wasn't perfect, still bits to improve on, but that first 45 was good. So I hope I see us building and growing on that, whilst recognising we're up against a team that's been in the Champions League this year and a team that's fighting to get in it again. So they're really good. So it's a really difficult game for us, another big challenge, but I hope we can continue working the right way in the way that we're going at the moment.
Just final one. Nakamba presumably has to miss out, does he, because of...
Yeah, but for some reason Alfie Doughty's booking still counts. It's almost like the game didn't happen, but Alfie's booking
Really?
counts, yeah, which I find bizarre. Strange one.
Thanks.
It'd be nice if I could get an answer on that one. I don't know if it can get changed, it'd be good.
Right, yeah, if we have the cameras off now then for the written guys, please.